I would say we've got kind of two opposing approaches that are really important. You know, you talk about risk mitigation, so thinking about how conservative you need to be before you actually roll out initiatives, how thoughtful you need to be to ensure that you can have high adoption. But at the same time, we're being pretty progressive and aggressive around it. So, you know, obviously Michael Bidwell has been integral to that from an investment perspective. We also transformed our leadership team over the past 2 years. We brought in our COO, Jeremy Walls, who came in from the Miami Dolphins. He actually was part of the leadership team at the time that brought in F1 into North America. And so we have this level of innovation within our club. I also have had the luxury of sitting on several lead committees where I either chair or partner with our lead AI council, which we actually have a significant governance framework that we put in place at the club level. I would say personally, we're at a leadership space, and that our goal, of course, is to be a lead leader and hopefully a global leader around sports, around AI. But it's really being pragmatic around how we roll out AI. We built out governance councils internally comprised of our legal team, our privacy team, the business stakeholders at key areas, marketing, ticketing, sales, etc. And of course, IT and cyber at the core of that. But at the same time, we've also built out an innovation arm that's just around the ideation around AI. How can we leverage AI in our environment? Not necessarily looking at the kind of the blockers or the risks, because that's the governance council's job and task. But I sit on both, and so I get the luxury of playing quarterback or helping to drive our AI strategy in both places. And so I would say we're being very thoughtful and pragmatic, but at the same time, I would say we have over 100 applications that we manage in our environment, and every day, I'm sure you probably hear this quite often in your own spaces, every day a new AI feature or subset is being turned on in those applications. And so how do we control it? We need AI to manage and monitor the AI that's coming into our environments. And so we're taking a thoughtful approach, but then also being very aggressive on launching AI in our environment. The number of people that come in, we typically average about 1 or 2 devices per individual. So we've got over 100,000 devices or edge devices, phones, computers, etc., that come into the building. And so one of the things that we're using AI for is to improve the management of our cyber threat services. And so we manage our high-density wireless network there, everything from layer 1 servers and systems, but then certainly our wireless environment. And so I think, you know, we've got a really great use case around how AI has enabled us to, you know, one, we've got an army of vendors and staff that are there on game day to help support and manage that environment, but it's really AI and agentic AI and also LLMs that help us to really identify threats that we cannot see and ensure that we're safeguarding fan data, fan devices that come into the environment. So I think that's really a beautiful use case. It goes back to my previous environment as well. I was an early adopter in a similar technology. Back during COVID, I was building a hybrid network in the Azure and AWS environments in my garage. Now I think that was interesting. But we also, at the time, I was launching a new franchise at Seattle Kraken at the time. And I didn't have a staff, and so I was like, okay, I'm standing up all of this infrastructure. How do I keep it safe? And so I was just thinking about how to leverage AI, one, to automate a lot of the things that we're doing. You can think about AI for code. I was an early adopter in that space, but then also on the cyber perspective. And lastly, one of the things that we'll be launching in the coming year is really just improving frictionless retail opportunities for our fans that come into the environment. Obviously, we're a fully cashless stadium, but in the coming year, you'll start to see a lot of our activations transform from traditional kiosks and traditional concession stands to help people purchase more quickly without interfacing with fans, and AI is going to be a part of that. I can go into AI detection for fans and security, but I won't, but we can talk at another time. But those are some of the use cases that I get really excited about.